I am not seeking to toss your heart into a song. Will words and music and dance and colors pour this love, this wonder into your beauty? Love is without or with words or music, or any special key. Hearts need not be tuned or unstrung. We are resonance soaring through the keys of life, and there is no door that can be unlocked or opened to the sheer nakedness of love. A single note has no sound as it dances across the horizon, slicing the distance between love and nothing at all. There must be two notes for imaginary distance to be crossed. The music of life is not separate from the listening. The dance has no dancers. You reach out to grasp the magic, and a vast emptiness blooms and slides through your fingers, burning the last rays of midnight moon. The grasping disappears. The last leaves fell acres ago. And when were the trees not naked? When did I not love you? Where is the sound of distant roads traveling? Songs of my childhood streaming through the open windows, dashing words and notes into the streaming deserted farmlands, roofless barns filled with tumbleweeds, eons of sky leaking into the silence. Taillights singing in foreign tongues as cars unravel the highway. There is no one trying to decipher the magic of sound, this heartbeat, this breath, this cold winter morning pouring through the frosted windows. Gray cat curled on the crochet yellow blanket, my fingers still lingering in the knots. A blue boy dances across the screen, and all is blue. All is boys playing with their video games, enchanted with the speed of light, bursting with wonder, bursting with songs buried deep in my heart. Does anyone become a grown-up? Has anyone left the child behind? Shadows of morning caress the dawn, doves float down, naked branches bend and swing when they land. All is this hush, and there is no waiting. All is full, and all is empty. There is no all, or not. Footsteps and the sound of thunder roll underneath the door, never opened, never closed. The spaces between us are as imaginary as the words in this poem. It may snow today, or there will be sun, and all is distant, all is close. Buried in autumn, the garden sleeps. Doves rush up from the frozen ground. Streaming rays of shadows soar across the gray cat, silent in the morning sun. I am shadows dancing in caverns of light, rivulets of memory pouring through the shimmering that dances between sea and sky and nothing at all. Ocean songs are not wet, yet they drench us with waves and stillness, soaring through underwater skies. We are winged, transparent membranes of thought in between the breath and the song, oscillating visions of wonderment, of liquid eyes and lips, the feeling of wetness on your fingers, sliding through the skin into the blood, the heart, the emptiness inside, the emptiness outside, the somersault of love on the ocean grasses. No one knows what wetness is, or what it feels like to another, that there is a thing called water or wet, or another is a sumptuous thought dream, liquid skies streaming, thought pouring through its own liquidity, the word wind dissolving into not even nothing, as nothing is a word. Everything that seems to appear is as real as the imaginary perceiver. A chorus of echoes, sky writing across the universe of dreams. You have always been alone. There is no time, nor you. The scenery seems to change, to flow, as well as thought. But that is a thought. There is only what seems to appear, a magical illusion without substance, a mirage where you are no more real than these words sliding through the thought stream, as love sweeps through memory and paints liquid wings of innocent wonder in our eyes, feathers of morning softly falling onto the frozen ground. And morning splashes our faces from underneath the horizon, and we are spun anew into the daydream, adrift in acres of endless skies pouring through cloudscapes, worlds forming and dissolving, intricately infinite in detail, and yet without measurement or dimension, or time or space. People I seem to know greet me, and we seem to dream together. In the song where words fall apart into meaningless symbols, letters dance and fade, and melodies are memories of notes cascading through our mouths. My heart has exploded. My face is your face. There is no one behind the mirror or inside these reflections. The mirror is illusion. Illusion is illusion. No echo has a source, and it is all echoes. There is no space to hold them, no screen upon which they appear. No one is dreaming. Simply this streaming, pulsing murmuration of thought that cannot grasp itself. There is no question of real or unreal. Thought seems to form its own anchor. Yet no one is lost or found, as the swirling has no sides, no center. No one can land. There is no harbor or safety. No net of words can capture you or let you go, as you are this net, this constellation of thought. No separate thoughts or stars can be found, yet they seem to form patternless patterns that tell a story of galaxies. No one wonders why or how as these fingers slide across the keys, stories of stories bloom. And one perfect leaf that still hangs on the tree of roses flutters in the canyon breeze. What is the meaning of these words that taste the morning with poems, drifting? Constellations unwind themselves into starlight pouring through her as she is starlight pouring. And she no longer could pinpoint the stars that swirled inside or outside the galaxy that spun her. It feels like love kissing my lips into this song, tasting itself in this indelible sweetness that fades. As soon as the butterfly is pinned, colors run through the open fields of memory, and love blooms, just like this. All separation, all measurement is imaginary, fleeting. Thought seems to throw nets on the stream of perception, but can never catch anything, as the things are created by thought, including things like perception and thought. All horizons collapse as seas plummet into skies and shatter into a murmuration of wind soaring through wind. Our eyes are transparent prisms whirling holograms in and out of focus. No place of rest is sought. In this exhilarating aliveness, still soaring silence, breathing wildly in my chest, exploding into songs bleeding out of these fingers, as the gray cat purrs, the taste of morning swallows the darkness, and I watch these hands softly caressing the keys. I appear in the words floating across the screen. My world is made anew with every word exploding. Liquid memories paint my world, and this dancer asking for a dance. Waiting for a partner, as real and as unreal as this love that swirls and tumbles and bleeds into the morning, just waiting on the other side of darkness. I am echoes of ocean tides blooming and receding on the banks of no tomorrow. There is not even nothing under or inside the apparent net of belief or thought. Who learns or adopts belief? Belief is thought that feels real or solid somehow and is the same illusion of solidity as the imaginary self or you. There is nothing that you really are. You are not even nothing. There is not even nothing under or inside the apparent net of belief or thought. Who learns or adopts belief? Belief is thought that feels real or solid somehow, and is the same illusion of solidity as the imaginary self or you. This is not, oh, now I merge with everything, or dissolve into nothing, as everything and nothing are simply ideas, like you. Ideas are concepts. How thick, how substantial is thought? Can you catch a concept? All these words, a sliding thought stream, has really only one word at a time, and an illusion of a continuum when there is the feeling that there is a thinker or a someone to whom thought happens. And that thought or the story is going somewhere and must have come from somewhere or something, seems to weave a net of jewels of all these words referencing other words, and spin a mental fabrication of you and your world, every word conjuring memory unique to you, placing you in the center of this whirling, swirling thought. But it is like a whirling stick with a tip on fire. It seems to create a circle with a center and an edge, and a you, and all these things that surround you, like sky and trees and me. And there is a longing to escape the circle, yet you are this thought dream. We are a monologue, an enchantment of memories, words exploding into infinitely faceted jewels, cascading seamlessly without end or beginning, marveling at the sun streaming through our synapses. Morning lights a bonfire on the mountain. The lightning is in us. We are the lightning. The marveling of it, and the amazement of these eyes, this memory, this amazement. We are as real as each other, simply thought, memories that seem to form lines like opinions and preferences between you and me, these lines that can never be breached lest we disappear. We are utterly alone, and we can never touch. All we can know about ourselves or others emerges in this thought stream, a fingerprint of liquid memory which seems to paint our world. It is these words which define us, and we become separate in the defining. Yet these words which we sing to each other, these love songs, which indelibly write ourselves into each other's story, ripple our fingerprints into each other's, swirls and whirls of thought dancing, the scent of morning tea, and the steam rising and dissolving. I spit onto my lips to ease the heat as it warms my belly. Is this tea separate from the tasting of it? Is this pearly dawn separate from the seeing? A million suns explode in your eyes. Where is the line between you and the light that dances through the glass, across the kitchen floor, cascading over the gray cat sprawled on the flowered carpet? We are tales of enchantment, spinning themselves into a dream spell, softly. Delicately, deliciously, love swoons into her own arms. There is nothing but love's embrace. This is the magic we feared and longed to catch, to swallow, to hold, so we would be in love's arms forever. But there is no time, nor even a now, to swallow the sunrise. We are this magic, this embrace of joy and fear and sorrow and despair, and there is nothing to hold and no heart to hold it. All is exploded into its own explosion. Smithereens of nothing rip your heart out, exquisite, tender grace of life falling into itself, ever emerging and dissolving. The beauty of blooming and wilting is unutterably magical. Rivers of love hover and plunge into a cascade of wonderment as we dance on the edge of echoes fading into endless blue. Sky lace pours onto the frozen ground as morning caresses the canyon. Or is it my eyes that caress the world into being? And is it ever or not? Just this seamless embrace, effortlessly soaring through its own arms, in this dance without a score or dance floor or a background of space or time, or nothing or anything at all. And skies pour us as we pour through sky. How can beauty be owned? It is locationless. This is love, and love has no other, no boundary, no entry, no escape, no words that can circle it and capture it and hold it in the palm of your heart, as our hearts are love. And there are no edges to our hearts or our beauty. Love cannot hold itself, yet is always swooning into its own tender embrace. Love weeps at the beauty of weeping. We find love in the wetness of our eyes, these reflections, rippling iridescence, sliding into rainbows and suns and clouds. Rain in my heart is rain in your heart. We pour into each other's heart songs. We are each other. It is beautiful to not see my own beauty, as I am not. Yet I find myself as I am lost in yours. We are but cloud reflections rippling. There are no clouds. It is obvious that there are no edges, no outside to what appears, no place from which life comes or goes. No past can be found, nor any tomorrows. No now can be captured. All arises naturally, effortlessly, spontaneously, and simultaneously dissolves, and never becomes a solid thing. The reaching to grab, to hold this magical appearance is the magical appearance. And this reaching to grasp the magic, to know it, to understand, also occurs naturally, as well as the recognition that this has no edges. It cannot be known, and is therefore not an it. There are no its, no things, all time, dimension, measurement, all qualities and characteristics, our words, our thought, even ideas like knowing or unknowing fade into wonder. Echoes fade and there is no sound to this love song. Reflections dancing on imaginary canyon walls pirouette into sky. Sky tumbles into the purpley shadows, sliding down into deep crevasses where sun never kisses the barren rocks. Yet drifting seeds seem to find a purchase there. Rain falls, and they grow and grow, their branches reaching for sky, holding bits of blue in their fingers. Separation is the dream. No separation is the dream. There are no things to be separate or joined, nor one big thing to be divided. Love is edgeless, centerless, and indivisible. Yet love can appear to swoon into its own arms, to love itself, without anything needing to be known or unknown, lost or found, or gathered into a song of words sliding through your thought stream right now. Rainbows dissolve. Was there ever a rainbow? Floating. Were you ever? Are you now? In this rush of words, every word paints a tapestry of memory, people and colors that seem to hover and blend and dissolve into the next word. Yet next is a word. Word is a word. Murmuration of thought swirls and arcs and dissolves, a meaningless dance of unutterable beauty. Love swoons into itself. A heartbeat, a breath, a poem singing itself. Words pour through our hearts and ignite the dream of wonder, of love, of waves kissing unseen shores. The glistening sands, footsteps dissolving into winds rushing, sky sliding in and out of the racing clouds. Across the universe, galaxies are spinning into this kaleidoscope of memory that seems to paint rainbows dissolving. It is impossible to say if this is as it seems to appear is real or unreal, as there would have to be two reference points to compare, or two lines of thought meandering down the same path. But there is only this monologue of echoes, a concert of one note, that with memory seems to create a melody, a symphony, and words like dream or love may appear naturally and spontaneously, like all of this magic show, and simultaneously dissolve, blooming and wilting without ever becoming a thing separate from us that we can grasp and say, "This is it! Yahoo! I have found the secret of life!" As we are this magic show, simply appearances in this dream without time or timelessness, without measurement or dimension or any things or non-things at all. And love seems to be a word for this seamless enchantment that has no magician, nor need of knowing or unknowing, simply no need at all for anything other, better, more, or next. Just life as it seems to appear, looking and feeling like anything at all. Colors slide off the painting, and all is a rainbow dream. A soap bubble dissolves, and as the inside and outside were never separate, only the shimmering iridescence remains. Is it a dream? Is it real? As there are not two vantage points, only one imaginary center, and certainly no edges, there can be no knowing or unknowing. The nighttime dream feels as real as the daytime dream, or as unreal. Life only seems as real as it seems. Language seems to provide binocular vision, but there is only one word ever, and as there are never two thought streams, and word is a word is a word. Meaning and non-meaning fly out the window as the house collapses, the sky collapses, the ground dissolves, and not even nothing is left. Yet words seem to paint sky and clouds and dreams. And it all feels complete, even the hunger, as there is no other. Love has no other. Love is whatever seems to appear. Is there existence? Is there non-existence? Is there love? Is there not love? Is there wholeness or lack? How could anything be missing when there are no things outside or inside the words? Where would the missing piece come from when there are no edges, no outside to what seems to appear? The feeling of lack is full in itself, and somehow feels like love, born and dying into itself. Love blooming and dissolving into itself, into nothing, into everything, into this magical dream, utterly apparent, yet ungraspable, unknowable, as there are never two, nor one, nor none.